Dabo isn't done yet. Just a day after landing 5-star linebacker Sammy Brown and 4-star wide receiver TJ Moore, the Clemson Tigers keep the momentum going by landing 4-star wide receiver Bryant Wesco. The 6'2", 270-pound speedster out of Texas just made the news official moments ago. Clemson beats out Oklahoma, LSU, and TCU for one of the best pass catchers in the country. Wesco was an early rankings outlier for On3. Eventually, the rest of the industry did catch up. Wesco is the 9th-ranked wide receiver in the country, 31st best player overall according to the On3 industry rankings. Let's bring on national recruiting analyst Sam Spiegelman. Sam, for most of the spring, it looked like Wesco was headed to Oklahoma. Prior to the visit, he was trending on the recruiting prediction machine at nearly 80%. His sister's at OU. But in the end, it's Clemson. How were the Tigers able to pull Bryant Wesco out of the state of Texas?
Yeah, Clemson has a history of being able to go into different parts of the country and get the best wide receivers in the country. They haven't been able to do that in a couple of cycles. But Bryant Wesco, they've kind of regained their form. Obviously, they offered back in the spring after Wesco made the inaugural trip out to Death Valley. This was his second official visit. He was at USC in May, back at Clemson, and he was one of the first recruits on campus in a star-studded weekend to make his way to Dabo Swinney and tell him he wanted to be a part of this program. Credit Dabo Swinney, credit Tyler Grisham for kind of knocking it out of the park over the weekend. Wesco said he got the red carpet treatment on one of the biggest weekends in recent memory at Clemson. And from there, Clemson again has regained their form with one of the best pass catchers in the country out of Dallas.
I'm surprised. Did this catch the Oklahoma staff off guard?
Not only Oklahoma, but LSU and also TCU were very much in the thick of it. USC really impressed Wesco, but not enough to move the needle. But Clemson committing midweek, he's canceling his next official visits, beginning with TCU, which was emerging as big at the end of the spring, at the beginning of the summer. But Clemson able to make a statement right now. The rest of his official visits are off, and they have one of the best receivers locked in for the long haul.
All right, so tell me, what kind of player is Bryant Wesco? You cover the state of Texas better than anybody in the country. You've seen him play numerous times. What do you think of him? What is Clemson getting?
Yeah, from a trait standpoint, Bryant Wesco is off the charts, and even more impressive, Josh. He plays in a flex bone offense, dating back to football in the 70s. He was still able to turn 58 catches into 1,100 plus yards, 17 touchdowns. That's every 3 or 4 catches. He's going the distance. He's averaging 20 yards a catch. He's got excellent hands, excellent hand-eye coordination. He's able to dominate on the perimeter. He's a true outside wide receiver, which there's only a few of them in each cycle. He's one of the country. He's also able to make plays after the catch. He's really physical, 6'2", 175 pounds, long speed to get downfield, and also dangerous in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Clemson lands a bona fide number 1 type wide receiver. Was there any signs, because you talked to him in person throughout the spring, was there any signs that Clemson was this type of threat?
No, at the end of the spring, it felt like his recruitment had opened up a smidge. We talked about his official visit schedule, getting to USC and Clemson, but really looking at TCU, LSU, and Oklahoma the closest. Tennessee was trying to get involved. For this visit, there was a lot of momentum for the Horned Frogs. Malcolm Kelly does a fantastic job recruiting the Dallas Metroplex, and Bryant Wesco is one of the best players. Bryant Wesco is his commitment signifies a lot for Clemson. They haven't recruited at this pace in several cycles. We're talking about the Sammy Watkins and T. Higgins and Nook Hopkins of the world. This is the level of prospect that Bryant Wesco is. And this commitment, I think, is going to have national ramifications for the Tigers.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, coming out of the official visit weekend, you land Sammy Brown, great linebacker, 5-star linebacker, elite linebacker, but then you had TJ Moore. Now you get Bryant Wesco. Hey, Cam Coleman, another 5-star wide receiver, was on campus, and so was Mike Matthews, another 5-star wide receiver out of the state of Georgia. So we'll see how the Tigers finish, but this wide receiver class is already looking strong. Thanks, Sam, for stopping by the Inside Scoop, talking about Clemson's latest edition.
Thanks for having me, Josh.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me, and remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.